Welcome to Pat's Stats. Well, the calendar has turned to June, and for Mets fans, June is certainly not our best month. Aside from the fact that they only won 10 games in June in 2019 and only won 5 games in June in 2018, they haven't had a winning June since 2012. The closest they got was in 2017 when they were at 500. But every other year, they were actually below 500. Before we get into the details of the games since 2015, let's give a shout out to Alberto's Landscaping. He does a great job. Hire him and you won't be disappointed. Now, let's get into the games. They were 1-4 on this date, June 1st, since 2015, and their only win came in 2015 against the Padres at Petco Park in San Diego. Jacob deGrom, who you'll hear a lot today because he did pitch 3 times on this date. He pitched 8 innings, only allowed 2 hits, and including only the first hit in the 6th inning, flirted with a no-hitter. And actually on this day in 2012, Johan Santana threw the first no-hitter in Mets history. So it was far away, but there was a chance for a repeat on the same day. But anyway, the Mets were also hitting good because they won 7-0. Daniel Murphy had 4 hits, including a home run. 2016, the Mets did not win. They lost to the White Sox in 13 innings at Citi Field, 2-1 on a 1:10 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Pitcher Matt Albers of the White Sox played a big role that we'll talk about in a minute. Jacob deGrom pitched that year, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, did not get the win. 2017, it was another 2-1 loss by the Mets. This time, the Brewers beat them. It was a 1:10 p.m. start at Citi Field on a Thursday afternoon. Wilmer Flores hit a home run for the Mets in the 7th inning, but that was all the offense. Zach Wheeler pitched well, 6 1/3, only allowed 2 runs, but that was not enough. The Brewers, those 2 runs, that was enough to beat the Mets 2-1. We'll talk about more about that game in a minute. In 2018, they lost 7-4 on a Friday night at Citi Field. The Cubs beat them. Nimmo hit a home run for the Mets. But again, it was not enough as Zach Wheeler, 6 innings of scoreless baseball, but then the 7th got racked around a little bit and the bullpen ended up blowing the game. And the bullpen also blew the game in 2019. The Mets were winning 5-1 in the 8th inning, but the Diamondbacks at Chase Field on a Saturday night, they scored 4 runs in the 8th to tie the game against the Mets bullpen. Although Jacob deGrom did pitch 6 2/3 quality innings, he did leave with an injury. He was fine. That wasn't enough. It was Todd Frazier and Dominic Smith both hit home runs. They ended up losing on a walk-off in the 11th inning. And as we mentioned, we're going to talk quickly about a couple games. In 2015, we mentioned Jacob deGrom pitched 8 innings. He also made 2 great plays on the mound, including one line drive he caught in the air. It was an acrobatic jump, and he snagged it in his glove. It was a great play. 2 great plays, actually. Forgot about the other one. 2016, we mentioned Matt Albers. Yeah, he was a relief pitcher on the White Sox. He hit a double to lead off the 13th inning. He would end up scoring the go-ahead run. That was only his 3rd major league hit and his only extra base hit. Now in 2017, Terry Collins, the Mets manager, got ejected from the game, arguing a call made by home plate umpire Roberto Ortiz. The play was a foul ball hit down the third base line. Wilmer Flores ran over trying to catch it. The bat boy was trying to get out of the way, but instead he moved closer to Flores, and Flores' elbow actually hit the bat boy's arm. They originally called him out, but after the umpires huddled, Phil and Colbert, the crew chief, overturned the call. Terry Collins argued and he got ejected. Later on, it was deemed that was the right rule. In the rule book, it does say, even if the bat boy interferes unintentionally, the play goes on as normal. So Flores did end up dropping the ball, so it was a foul ball. Wheeler got out of the inning anyway. So that's all for Pat Stats today on this anniversary of Johan Santana's no-hitter, first no-hitter in Mets history. We'll see you tomorrow.